So, this is a new team, and it's got a Giratina on it. So, I don't think I've seen a single successful Giratina at all, as we find someone very quickly. And, yeah, like, it's actually the bulkiest Pokemon there is. It's even bulkier than an EVO like Dusclops. The only problem is it's weak to Fairy. If Xerneas wasn't a thing, Giratina would be so much bigger. Speaking of which, we've got Big 5 with Bronzong, so Big B. So, do I have much against this Big 6 team, basically? Because I've built this team just on theories. This is very untested. But the point of it is to set up a Calm Mind or two with Giratina, intimidate with the Landorus and the Manectric, and then hopefully just be bulky enough to chip away enough so that everything dies. But I'm going to lead with Crobat. Crobat's a very nice lead against Big 6 teams. What would my plan be for this? Because Giratina's nice against the Bronzong. It's nice against everything that's not Xerneas. Unless the Salamence is Draco. And even then, I live a Draco and then I'm pretty sure I kill with Dragon Pulse. I'm going to go with Manectric. Do I want to go with Manectric? Manectric, Kyogre. I kind of need Ferrothorn, don't I? So no Giratina this time. It will come in the future, hopefully, but because that is what this team is built around. And I have no idea if this team is that competitively viable, or if like tweaking it would make it so, but this is built a lot on theories. So I'm going to lead with Crobat Manectric, and he is going to lead with Smeagol Xerneas. Wow, that's fun. Now is he going to be Mental Herb Smeagol? Like, that's always the question now, isn't it? I'm pretty sure a Volt Switch doesn't knock out Smeagols, so I do kind of need to taunt Smeagol, and I'm going to Volt Switch onto the Xerneas, get a bit of chip. Because the trend is going towards Mental Herb Smeagol now, which is just annoying, because you never know. So I'm going to intimidate both these, well, not both special attackers. Smeagol's just a not attacker. He's just going to follow me. Okay, so I Volt Switch Smeagol. That's fine. I miss out on some chip on the Xerneas, but I can just Tailwind and Haze whenever I want. Is he going to be Mental Herb? He isn't going to be Mental Herb, so he's going to be switching with that Smeagol. So I can very safely Tailwind and Protect, which is very nice. Or do I want to even Tailwind? Because I can go into Ferrothorn and threaten the Xerneas with a Gyro Ball. So if I go into Kyogre, he just switches to Groudon. If I go to Ferrothorn, there's no point in Tailwinding. Or even, I can just go straight Haze. So I'm going to go into Ferrothorn. Now here, what I would expect him to do is switch out Smeagol, because he's going to Geomancy, yeah. So I would expect him to protect the Xerneas and switch out Smeagol into Groudon. So surely my play would be to switch out into Kyogre and Haze. That surely makes sense, because then I can Tailwind and Protect, and then I can just spam Spout. So how cheeky do I want to be? He's going to get Evasiveness when he won't be able to attack now, unless he's got Fake Out, and then he'll just be stuck faking out. So I'm going to Haze. Now, is the Xerneas going to Protect? Now, this Ferrothorn is a little bit special. I'm not going to reveal what it is just yet, but you should be seeing at some point. Because you can't see my bottom screen, so that's a little bit of a bonus. It keeps some things as a surprise. Now I'm expecting the Xerneas to Protect and the Groudon to come in, so I'm going to switch out my Ferrothorn into the Kyogre. He's not switching his Smeagol. Wow, okay. Did he just straight up attack with his Xerneas? Because if he did, I really don't agree with that. And he's left his Smeagol in. That's really confusing. What? Okay then. Like, I was not expecting that. What is that? That is crazy. Did that really just happen? against me. Someone who uses that kind of stuff for fun. Not seriously. Boy, it's over, isn't it? What was that? Yeah, so I can gyrable the Xerneas still. He's forced to sheer cold. My Manectric goes down to an attack. That's a good way to start off this team, isn't it? Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to gyrable the Xerneas. I'm going to go for Volt Switch on the Xerneas. It doesn't really matter at this point. Oh, he's even going to protect. That was a good play. Why didn't you switch out last time? Why has he got Psychic? He misses his sheer cold at least, I guess. But, like, I need to leave that Smeargle on the field and just hope he constantly misses sheer colds now. I haven't been paying attention to Mooney. I know he's got some evasiveness somewhere, but I'm going to Gyro Ball. And I'm going to Volt Switch onto the Xerneas. There's Dazzling Gleam, so he's got Psychic instead of Moonblast, which I don't really think makes any sense at all. And he's going to hit this sheer cold so he can speed it up, hopefully. No, he misses, but I'm probably going to KO the Xerneas, I would have thought, because it is Geomancy'd. Yeah. Oh, we are going to knock it out, so hopefully we're going to see a little bit more of his team and see if he's got any more interesting quirks. He can use supportive moves again. He didn't need them because he just sheer colds. But there we go. He just goes into Groudon. He just fire moves. He goes into Kangaskhan. Disrespect. Okay. Yeah, so I just Gyro Ball the Kang again, I guess. Maybe he didn't bring Groudon. If he didn't, I can still win. If he has Power Up Punch. Because he could get knocked out from the Iron Barb's damage and my Gyro Ball. He could still miss sheer colds. And if he doesn't have Groudon, I can't remember what else he had. He had Big B, didn't he? So, oh, he's got Low Kick, so it's over anyway. Just going through all the possibilities. But apparently I didn't go through all of them in that second turn. So there we go. Good first match. Let's try and find something a little bit less crazy in the next one. So what could I have done differently there? I could have just Gyro Balled with my Ferrothorn, but it would have got KO'd to the sheer cold, which is not something I considered. Because my Crobat against any other Xerneas was free to haze, but apparently that wasn't an option. Because it just gets KO'd to Psychic. It survives a Moonblast. I don't think it survives a Moonblast crit, but apart from that, it's usually pretty safe to just go for the haze. Especially with a taunted Smeargle. So, could I have led differently? I guess I could have led with Ferrothorn. And, okay, we're going to find a 1588 guy. Hopefully he's got a more normal team. That's a pretty normal team. I wish I hadn't said for a normal team. But there we go. I'm going to leave with Crobat because that's good against this core. The big 5 friend. Ferrothorn is an interesting friend over Talonflame. So he's got no form of speed control apart from Geomancy. And I guess he could have Tailwind on his Ments and stuff on his Smeargle. But there we go. So I don't really have that much for Ferrothorn outside of Superpower on Landorus. So I've got to save the Landorus and I need to bring it. So I'm going to... Do I want Ferrothorn? I don't think I want Ferrothorn. Because I need the Landorus, that's the problem. But I can lead with Landorus and U-turn, so I'm going to lead with Landorus. I'm going to have Kyogre. Now do I want Giratina or Manectric? I'm going to bring Giratina, because Giratina is more fun. May not be the best thing. If I can take care of the Xerneas, then it can still be usable. The only problem with this is that it's a Calm Mind Giratina, so the point of it is to Calm Mind a lot, but I've also got Haze on my Crobat, so I can't just freely Haze whenever I want. I don't want to do that. So I've got Smeargle, Kangaskhan. That's a pretty good lead for me. Unless he's got Mental Herb, which is something that every single Pokemon player will be saying when they face a Smeargle. This is fine unless you've got Mental Herb. And that is why Best of 1 is inferior to Best of 3. So I am going to go for the taunt on the Smeagol and the superpower onto the Kangaskhan. So I would expect a fake out onto my Landorus, but that doesn't really matter so long as he's not Mental Herb. Or anything as mental as the last guy. So there's the fake out. Go on to Crobat. Yay! I'll take that. So long as he's not Mental Herb, that's nice. I like that. He's not Mental Herb, so get a huge chunk of this Kangaskhan, potentially knocking it out. I am Life Orb Landorus, so it was a critical hit. I'm pretty sure they can live a Life Orb one. They can't live a Banded one, unless they're super bulky, but that crit might have been like something I needed to knock it out. Yeah, there we go. Just the Dark Void. So, no Sheer Cold this time, please. He's got the speed boost. That makes no difference to me if he doesn't have Sheer Cold. But that was a nice turn one. Like, that was against an inexperienced guy with Crobat, I guess. Because you should never fake out a Crobat, then never ever Infiltrator. So, I was just expecting to fake out on the Landorus and just taunting the Smeagol, but there we go. And because I'm Life Orb, I can just Earthquake that Groudon. So I'm just going to go for the Super Fang on the Groudon and the Earthquake, because the Smeagol is very likely to switch out. I know I said that last time, but he is very likely to switch out. And you would assume he is Sash now, because he wasn't Scarf or Mental Herb. So I'm going to Super Fang the Groudon, and I am going to Earthquake. Because he's almost certainly got his Xerneas in the back. If he switches out into his Xerneas, that just takes a huge chunk. And then I can just Tailwind or just taunt. Would I prefer to Tailwind or taunt the Xerneas? What's Ferrothorn? So no Xerneas. That's interesting. So the Ferrothorn takes a nice chunk. And I missed my Super Fang, which is really, really bad, because that Groudon was definitely gone. Now what's he going to retaliate with? Oh, he wasn't definitely gone apparently. That's super bulky. Have I been intimidated? I haven't been intimidated, have I? His Life Orb Landorus is just really weak. Or am I missing something? Is that like a bold or impish Groudon? That's curious. I would have expected it to do at least half. But now... No, that's what it was. I'm -1 from the superpower. There we go. Got to keep track of that kind of thing. So, a very nice play I'm going to do here is I'm going to Haze, and I'm going to Earthquake. Because then I get rid of my stat drops, and then I can knock out this Groudon. So that's really nice. I'm glad I thought of that just now, because I would have missed that otherwise, and I would have wasted a turn like Super Fanging or something. So that's nice. I get a nice chunk of the Ferrothorn. He can probably knock out my Landorus with the Gyro Ball, but he's just left with Smeagol and Ferrothorn now, and that shouldn't be able to beat the rest of my team. Gyro Ball into Landorus should be a knockout? Yeah, it is a knockout. Okay, that's fine. So I brought the Landorus for that Ferrothorn mainly, but it is chunked enough that Kyogre can just spout, because he is... his Groudon's gone. We know that he's got Smeagol, and Ferrothorn is his only Pokemon left. So Super Fang, as long as I hit, will knock out that Ferrothorn. I am faster than Smeagol as well. Means he isn't a Choice Scarf 1, so I am definitely faster. The only problem is if he's got Wide Guard, but that doesn't really matter at this point. I think it's probably safer to actually double onto the Smeagol. Oh, no, I just taunt the Smeagol. Taunting is very safe. So I'm going to taunt the Smeagol. And I am going to Water Spout. Because Power Whip shouldn't knock me out unless he's like Life Orb or Banded. He's going to follow me, that's fine. The taunt will go onto the Smeagol. He won't be able to do anything else and he'll just be struggling. And that will break his Sash. And I've got a Giratina in the back, so the Ferrothorn surely can't beat that one-on-one. This may even get knocked out here, which it does, and it brings the Smeagol down to the Sash. So, that's game over. Very nice. I'm going to switch out into Giratina just so I can show it off this episode, because that's what the team was built around, but I have won the game at this point, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to switch out the Crobat into the Giratina, and I'm going to go for the Water Spout. And it's just going to forfeit, so I don't even get to show off Giratina, but I am planning to in the future matches. That was an interesting first match, let's say, but then a little bit more comfortable second match. I don't know what the team's matchup against Big Six will be like, because it is based on theories. Relatively untested, but that seemed to go alright in the second one when it was normal stuff, let's say. So I'll carry on with this team for at least a week. probably not more than that. It's because I just wanted to make a team around Giratina. But there we go. Thanks for watching.